everyone, wherever you are, welcome. My name is David Reed-Meyer and I'm Chair of the Visual Arts Department at Idyllwild Arts Academy. The video you are about to see highlights our wonderful seniors, and in particular their senior shows. I would like to thank Chris Groth and Jasmine Peck, who worked so hard putting this video together, and the rest of the VA faculty for their dedication and passion for arts education. Planning for a senior show begins in the junior year, when students conceptualize their plans. After many iterations, the ideas begin to coalesce until they settle on a concept, and then present it to their peers and faculty. Over the next few months, and with the oversight and feedback from their instructors, they create the work. As they get nearer to the date of their opening, they work with the gallery manager on curatorial issues, develop an artist statement, promote the show, and even order food for the opening. As you will see in the slideshow, this is a collaborative endeavor, and one of the most gratifying outcomes of this process is to see how mutually supportive they become. Senior show opening night is wonderful and a highlight of the year. All the results of their hard work are on display. The students dress up and stand by their work to interact with the guests. There is an incredible sense of fulfillment at these events, and along with the critique that takes place in the following weeks, becomes a profound rite of passage for the students. We are so proud of them, and even prouder because of the challenges they face when we were required to close the school recently. Students worked on their shows right up until that last moment, a testament to their character, the education they received at Idyllwild Arts, and the enduring power of art. Enjoy the video.
Idyllwild Arts respectfully acknowledges Kawishpa Kawinga, also known as the Kauai Band of Indians, and all 9 sovereign bands of Kauai people who have stewarded this land throughout the generations and continue to steward this land for all future generations. Greetings, distinguished guests, parents, staff, faculty, and graduates. My name is Pamela Jordan, and I am president and head of school of Idyllwild Arts Academy. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my great privilege to welcome you to the 2020 Baccalaureate ceremony. This ceremony is dedicated to the scholastic and artistic achievements of the class of 2020. In 24 hours, we will bestow upon these graduates a high school diploma and a certificate of completion in the arts. The expectation established for these students far exceeded the requirements of a traditional high school. These graduates worked hard to meet the demands of Idyllwild Arts' co-curricular unique program. They now leave us as citizen artists, ready to step into the world to explore deeply and to make meaningful contributions to society. Tonight, we recognize these graduates with our Academy's highest honors. As we begin our program, I offer our heartfelt gratitude to the parents of our graduates. You sent your children from near and far for us to educate them and to nurture their passions as young artists. Thank you for allowing us to play a role in your child's future and for trusting us to create the educational experiences that would change their lives forever. On behalf of this faculty and staff, we sincerely thank you. Each year, the senior class leaves a gift to the school for the benefit of the classes yet to come. These gifts may be tangible, theoretical, or even a call to action. The class of 2020 has thought about their fellow classmates as well as the broader Idyllwild community. As such, they have voted to place a new Idyllwild Arts bench in the town of Idyllwild. The residents of Idyllwild appreciate and value our students. Their presence and their art has been missed in recent months. The new bench will not only be a source of pride for the school, but also a reminder to the residents of Idyllwild of the very special community that is just across the bridge. On behalf of the entire Idyllwild Arts community, I offer a sincere thank you to the class of 2020 for this gift.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Ann Kent Stoll, and I am the Vice President of Educational Programs here at Idyllwild Arts. Tomorrow, 15 seniors will graduate with the distinction of National Honor Society membership. These seniors are as follows: Amelia Acevedo, Mei-Xing Hunt Babcock, Jackson Bunishek, Ichu Chen, Mackenzie Jordan, Alexis Kuykendall, M. Elias, Shi Yu Hansen Liu, Brooke Manning, Fainila Kayansayer, Robertus Darren Rajan, Leah Saprenko, Aurora Winger, Lumeng Yang. We congratulate all of these people. Wonderful, wonderful work. Members of the Idyllwild Arts chapter of the National Honor Society must maintain a cumulative grade point average of 3.8 or higher. They must be a leader in the school of service to the community and of strong character. We are extremely proud of this year's NHS class. These students raised funds for the Idyllwild Help Center. They held events to increase awareness for autism. They helped during Community Day in Idyllwild. And most recently, they helped to raise funds for Clowns Without Borders, a group that performs in refugee camps, conflict zones, and sites of national disasters. I thank and recognize Idyllwild Arts National Honor Society advisor Margaret Lombardi. Under her mentorship, our service to the community has remained purposeful, consistent, and meaningful. Seniors, your National Honor Cords and certificates are being mailed to you. We are extremely proud of you and all you have accomplished. Congratulations, seniors.
Hi, I'm Jeanette, and I am the chair of the music department. And we are going to be enjoying the prelude of the Fifth Cello Suite by J.S. Bach, featuring our graduating senior, Hung Lee Henry Lin.
Hi, I'm Kim Henderson, Chair of the Creative Writing Department, and I would like to introduce Ryan French, who is a creative writing senior and has a couple of poems to share with you. Enjoy.
Hush's Frogs. There's a frog outside my window. At home, real home, I can't hear the frogs sing. At home, real home, sometimes I can hear the train passing. There's a frog outside my window. I tell someone it's springtime in biology. They tell me it's too cold, even though the groundhog didn't see his shadow. Our teacher disagrees with them because I heard the frogs last night. It's spring now. There's a frog outside my window. Walking back to my room once, I saw a frog crossing the street. He waddled. I didn't expect frogs to waddle, but he did. And I watched him as he waddled. I didn't expect to see him again, and I didn't. There's a frog outside my window. I didn't expect frogs to live outside on a field. I don't know where I expected frogs to live. Maybe not outside my window, or the field. There's no frog outside my window anymore. A love letter to Idyllwild. I once got married in the amphitheater, and once I might have fallen in love. God, I fell in love so many times. I can't believe I almost forgot that. I was holy here. I was so holy in the presence of others. They held my soul and my heart and my mind in the palms of their spindly hands, and I tried to hold theirs too. You can't tell me I've never tried love. I've sipped it multiple times, in multiple varieties, in multiple shapes, and sometimes the colors would blind me. Lovingly, though. It was always lovingly. How could I have asked for anything more than that? I can't, and nothing will compare. And how could it?
Hi, I'm Shelley Short, and I'm the chair of the Film and Digital Media Department here at Idyllwild Arts Academy. It is my pleasure to present to you the 2020 Senior Highlight Reel. Some scenes may include violence. The Film and Digital Media faculty are proud of the citizen artists our seniors have become, and we look forward to their futures.
Hello. My name is Alan Riedel. I'm the Dean of Students at Idyllwild Arts. Each year, Student Services presents our Outstanding Citizenship Award to a student who embodies our school's core values: integrity, respect, responsibility, aspiration, passion, imagination, and positive contribution to the community. This year's winner is one of the first students that I met at Idyllwild Arts. She stood out immediately. Amelia Acevedo is a student everyone can count on: intelligent, amiable, responsible, thoughtful, and conscientious. There isn't a single person on this campus who could say something negative about Amelia. In fact, she is universally respected by staff and students alike. As a prefect, she embodies the ideal of a student leader and role model. Amelia is always willing to lend a hand and is equally adept at taking charge or being part of a team. When asked about this year's winner, faculty and dorm parents had the following things to say. Amelia can do it all. She is an all-around strong student, artist, and she's a great person to top it all off. Another quote given to me about Amelia was, "She really goes out of her way to help others, and she is passionate about everything she does." Amelia's dorm head had this to say about her. "Over the past few years, I have had the pleasure of being one of Amelia's dorm parents. The words I would use to describe Amelia are positive, kind, caring, energetic, delightful, and friendly. Being the Hush dorm head and a resident of Hush myself, I have been able to get to know Amelia from a unique perspective as a Hush resident and prefect. Amelia is always there to support and encourage her peers as a prefect and as a friend. I have seen Amelia grow and flourish over the last few years, and I'm excited to see what the future will hold for this intelligent and wonderful young lady. It is our pleasure to give this award to Amelia Acevedo, and it is my pleasure to introduce her. However, before I do, I need to say a few more words about her. Each year, the senior class selects one faculty member and one student to speak at Baccalaureate. This year, the senior class chose none other than Amelia Acevedo to represent and speak on their behalf, no doubt reinforcing everything which was said about her in my previous comments. Amelia is a 3-year senior in the theater department. She has played in and directed multiple productions and shows each year. She is incredibly outgoing, a dynamic presence on our campus, and during her time here has been a welcome part of almost everything Idyllwild Arts has to offer. She has served as the vice president of the National Honor Society, worked as both an English and math science tutor. She volunteers her time to teach theater to our local children in Idyllwild on Saturdays. She's an advocate for equity and gave a powerful presentation on consent and sexual assault. She has worked as a student ambassador for admissions and was a member of the prom committee. Amelia will also represent the theater tonight and perform You Raise Me Up. Again, it is my pleasure to introduce Amelia Acevedo.
I feel so honored to have been chosen to be the class speaker, especially during these very trying times of quarantine and what must feel very disappointing and isolating to a lot of you. I am also so very grateful to all of the faculty and staff that have been working restlessly to make this online learning experience the best that it can be and our graduation as special as possible. So, being the speaker for the class of 2020 and knowing that I won't ever know whether you laughed at my jokes or not, I cracked my brain and my heart open to try and figure out what I should say to you. And I came to the riveting conclusion that I was going to talk about honeybees. Ah, bees. You either love them or hate them, right? And even if you absolutely adore them, the thought of a bee sting seems terrifying. However, there are a lot of wonderful things about bees. They help pollinate flowers, fruits, and vegetables. They make honey, and they generate useful byproducts like wax and propolis. But apart from all of those, despite how tiny bees are, they are also wonderful role models for the human race. For starters, honeybees are incredible team workers. Every single bee has a specific role in their community. Colonies are perfectly organized, and if a single bee wasn't there, the colony just wouldn't thrive in the same way. The goal of the bee is the common good, and they all depend on each other. Bees are also incredibly selfless creatures. The ones who collect nectar usually only live for about 30 days, while the time required to produce honey is around 2 months. So they never get to see the product of their work or the impact that they have on their community. Yet they still work hard every day because they know that it is essential to the survival of the hive. Bees are all about justice and equality. Every bee in the hive is equal. They share duties and privileges fairly, and everyone is just as valuable. Finally, honeybees have such amazing brains that no matter how far they fly to find pollen and nectar, they can always find their way back home. A little extra fact that I thought was awesome is that when bees need help with grooming, they do a little dance for another bee to help with spots that they can't reach. They literally wiggle their bodies from side to side about 4 to 9 times per second, and another bee will come over and scratch their back. Amazing. I have noticed that honeybees resemble our community at Idyllwild Arts, and especially the class of 2020 that I have gotten to know so well and love so deeply. Our small beehive. Every single person in our class is essential. If even one single person wasn't there, Idyllwild just wouldn't be the same. Everyone has an impact on the community, and we all depend on each other. I know that every single person in our class had an effect on me and made me a better, more hardworking, kinder person. Once we leave Idyllwild, the class of 2020 will have an impact on the community as a whole. The nectar that we collected will be turned into honey, and that will contribute to the betterment and the livelihood of the community and the school. No matter how far we fly or how much time goes by, we will always remember and be able to find our way back home and know that that's where we started. The place where we all came together and made a part of something that was greater than all of us. We as artists are an essential part of the earth. Like honeybees, we go by unnoticed, yet we make the flowers colorful and we keep the world going. We make things beautiful. And sometimes people love us, and sometimes they really don't like us, but in the end, we do pollinate about 75% of the fruits, nuts, and vegetables grown in the United States. That was a joke, by the way. Again, I will never know if you laughed. What I'm really trying to say is that I know sometimes it can be frustrating not seeing the fruits of your work. Especially with the current situation, it feels like all of the nectar that we've been working really hard to collect is just not turning into honey. But I want you to know that each one of the students of the class of 2020 will have an impact on Idyllwild Arts, just like each one of the 40,000 bees in a beehive have an impact on their own little world. Each one of you has made someone a little bit happier, or given someone something to think about, or changed someone's life purely by being yourself. As you go into the future, no matter where or what that might be, every once in a while, take a second to remember honeybees. Remember that you have a place in the world as an artist and as a person. Remember that the world wouldn't be quite as good if you weren't a part of it. Remember that even if you can't always see the fruits of your hard work, they will come, and they will make the earth a little bit better and a little bit brighter. Remember that the world needs you and your art to remind them that we are all a part of something greater. And remember that if you ever need some extra help, all you have to do is do the little bee wiggle dance, and one of us will be there to scratch your back. I love you all.
Thank you, Amelia. Every year, the senior class votes not only on a student speaker, but also on a faculty speaker. This year, the class of 2020 chose for its speaker a man who truly needs no introduction, but it is my great honor to do so. He's been a teacher and a staple at Idyllwild Arts for as long as anyone here can remember, alumni or otherwise. This man is not only a legend in Idyllwild, he is accomplished and has his place among the greats of jazz, playing with the most famous and acclaimed musicians on the planet, both past and present. He has inspired and guided countless students over the years here at Idyllwild Arts. He is soft-spoken, kind, and a most welcome as well as a welcoming presence on our campus. When I say guided, his wisdom and compassion for our students has left a lasting mark on everyone with whom he has come into contact. Those students are certainly not limited to the music department and jazz. I have seen this firsthand, and I have witnessed the students he has helped to shape. When I say welcoming, I can say confidently that he is encouraging and dedicated. He loves Idyllwild Arts, and I remember my first meeting with him when he thanked me for the work which I had only just begun. He is genuine with everyone. The greatness of this man can be seen every day through his magnanimity, and it gives me the greatest pleasure to introduce the one and only Marshall Hawkins.
Good evening, class of 2020 of the Idyllwild Arts Academy. I thank you so much for voting me as your speaker this evening. This is my 4th try, and maybe this time I can get it right. But my first time, I used my old standby. This is Nellie. She's been by me for so many years, and I am so glad to be in your presence. And obviously, this is like so near, so far. Yes, so near, so far. Well, technology is helping us to be where we are today and allowing me to speak with you tonight. The subject matter tonight is, in the words of Bill Lohman, remember who you are and what you stand for. Well, I like the number 3, so I've divided that message into 3 parts. Memory, who you are, what you stand for. So, when I think of memory, I pose this question: how far back in your young lives can you remember? Go back in your lives and see how far back can you remember. Well, you probably need to know who you are. But just like our present time, things change. And you must change who you are. And John Coltrane said it very stately. At a moment's notice, that's one of his songs. That's when you must change. Well, okay, who are you? What do you stand for? Are you old enough to stand for anything? Well, yeah, I think you are. All you have to do is really give it some thought. And thinking of thought, the thought is as powerful as the deed. So, what you stand for is respect, truth, wisdom, but most importantly, love. Believe me, love is different than liking. Now go back to who are you? Do you like yourself? Well, some of you may not like yourselves. So guess what you do? Change. Because you remember that you don't like yourselves, so you can change. At a moment's notice, you can change. Memory. That's a toughie. Because I still praise technology for us being able to do what we're doing as we speak. But there's a price, your memory. How strong is your memory? How healthy is your memory? How do you practice your memory? Don't lose your cell phone. My last words. Be ready at a moment's notice to change. Know that without wisdom, there is no peace. Use memory to salute intelligence. I sincerely thank you, and I hope you receive this message in the spirit in which it was given. Thank you, class of Idyllwild Arts Academy, class of 2020. The Seahawk Music Award was established in 1996. Before the first award, I couldn't think of how to express what the award would say. A dear friend of mine came up with these words. Thank you for your time and your talent and your desire to be a part of the jazz legacy. I thank Lainey Huddleston for those words. It was established originally to honor musicians who supported the Idyllwild Arts Academy and Jazz in the Pines. After a few years, we had students, Evan Christopher, Jason Jackson, and the late Sam Karam, who became professional musicians at this high school level. So that when that happened, I thought it was most prudent to offer this same award to the Idyllwild Arts students of the jazz program. So there you are, the Seahawk Music Award. The recipients this year are musicians who worked hard, I mean really, really hard, and had many, many obstacles. But that's the prerequisite for the Seahawk Award. It's hard work and gift and willing to be selfless. And I think the first recipient represents this very well. And this is my dear, dear friend and daughter, Tanzanite. The second recipient was of great value to our program. The first 2 years, he played guitar and did a wonderful job, I might add. His favorite instrument was the drums, and in his senior year, of course, he was able to return to the instrument of his choice. And this award goes to one who is a musician's musician. This is Briley Miller. Congratulations to Tanzanite Cheney and Briley Miller, our recipients of the Seahawk Music Award 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020. We're very proud of you and can't wait to see where life takes you. We'd like to send you off with this rendition of You Raise Me Up, sung by Amelia Acevedo.
This song is for my teachers and my peers at Idyllwild Arts.
When troubles come
am so moved. What a beautiful, beautiful song, what beautiful speeches. And even though I cannot be with everybody in person tonight, I am so proud to be part of this community and part of this ceremony. And now I have the honor of presenting the senior class scholar, Bailey Bunashek. Bailey is the epitome of a scholar. True scholars are willing to question, probe, and resist the satisfaction of easy answers. Even if they have to work hard and dwell in uncertainty, they persist. And this is Bailey. She always goes above and beyond what is required of her because she wants to learn as much as possible. Bailey excels in all subject areas. However, she is a particularly strong writer. Whether she is writing poetry, fiction, or delving into a multifaceted research paper, her work is original, sophisticated, and shows a maturity far beyond her years. She knows that writing is not for the classroom only. It is a means of expressing one's ideas, questioning perspectives, and it is a way of finding clarity and fully forming a position. That is why I am not surprised that she is already a published writer. In a society where people tend to be easily distracted and look for shortcuts to the end goal, Bailey's perseverance, patience, and focus are rare and admirable. Congratulations, Bailey.
All right, congrats to Bailey on that last award, and congrats to everybody on your speeches and performances tonight. This has been really moving and lovely. I'm Kim Henderson. I'm the Creative Writing Department Chair, and I'm excited to be presenting the Outstanding Creative Writer Award tonight. This award goes to a student who has accomplished a great deal during her time here. When I think back, I am stunned to think of all the pieces she has written that I can still remember. I remember the novel she wrote her sophomore year about reincarnation that was so good I had to share it with a writer friend. I remember her many quirky characters, from a man who loves books a little too much to a troubled and hopelessly annoying guy in search of his mother. She has really made a name for herself in the department for the sense of humor revealed in her writing. I can think back on many workshops spent having a good laugh together because of one of her pieces. She's also making a name for herself outside of our school. She took on 2 summer internships completely on her own, one with the Adroit Journal and one with Girls Life magazine, that led her down a promising path in journalism and led to her having a byline with these magazines and others, including Teen Vogue. She has also won awards from the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, including a gold medal. During her time here, she was mostly known for her outstanding fiction and nonfiction writing. But in her senior year, she decided she wanted to give poetry some extra effort and attention before she left high school. She took on an individual tutorial project focusing on poetry writing with Kaylin, our poet in residence, and developed considerably as a poet over the course of the semester, even having one of her poems published in Bright Light magazine. We are so proud of the work that she has done during her time here, and we're excited to see where her writing takes her in the future. Congratulations for the second time tonight to Bailey Bunashek.
Hello, my name is Ellen Rosa Taylor, and I'm chair of the dance department here at Idyllwild Arts Academy. I will be announcing this year's outstanding dancer. This year, we have 13 talented dance majors graduating from the Idyllwild Arts Academy. Many of them have been training with us for 3 and 4 years. They are a powerful and talented group. Of course, This made the dance faculty's job of choosing an outstanding dancer very challenging. However, this year's outstanding dancer stands out not only because of her commitment to her art form, but also for her versatility as a dancer. This year's outstanding dancer is Sofia Tellez Marquez. When Sofia arrived at Idyllwild Arts 4 years ago, she had a solid foundation in ballet and an amazing facility. Even at that young age, you could see the extensive potential she possessed as a dancer, and all of the dance faculty were eager to work with her to help her develop her skills as a dancer. Now, 4 years later, she has made stunning progress in the classical and contemporary techniques we offer at Idyllwild Arts, as well as in her artistry, and she is considered one of the top dancers in our department in all dance genres. She is a very versatile dancer and can seamlessly transform from classical to contemporary technique. In her time here at Idyllwild Arts, Sofia has participated in the ABT National Training Curriculum Level 5A Ballet exam, where she received high honors. She has performed the roles of Third Shade in La Bayadere, the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, demi-soloist in Les Sylphides, Titania in A Midsummer's Night Dream, and the principal dancer in Paquita. Sofia has worked with Dante Puello when he restaged the Jose Limon classic, There Is a Time. And she was also selected to work with Susan Shields when she restaged her piece, Sunlit Song, on the Idyllwild Dancers. Sofia has competed in the Los Angeles and San Diego Regional Youth American Grand Prix competitions and placed in the top 12 in both the classical and contemporary division. Recently, she was featured on the Dance Spirit Instagram cover for recognizing high school dance seniors who are graduating. Sofia has also participated in the Idyllwild Arts Children's Dance program for the past 3 years. Her lessons are developmentally appropriate, and Sofia commands the classroom with a firm yet natural ease. As her mentor, I see Sofia thriving in this area, and she has expressed an interest in teaching dance as well as performing. In closing, the dance faculty and I would like to congratulate Sofia on her transformation from a dance student at Idyllwild Arts Academy to a versatile dance artist. Sofia is proof that a dancer can be accomplished at both ballet and contemporary dance. She is the quintessential artist for the present and the future of dance. Congratulations, Sofia.
Hi, I'm Shelley Short, the chair of the Film and Digital Media Department. Before I announce this year's Film and Digital Media Outstanding Senior, I want to take a moment to recognize the class of 2020 as a whole. I truly believe you are our future leaders and innovators. Your time at Idyllwild Arts is only the beginning of your amazing journey. I know that the resilience you have shown over the last few months will provide you the compassion and authenticity to build a better world through your art. The Film and Digital Media faculty believe that you have a peer ready for this very task in our Outstanding Senior Award recipient, Ekaterina Kate Gladka. Kate is no stranger to adversity, yet strives every day to live in beauty. You can recognize this in her style, from pink and purple hair to puffy yellow sweaters. Kate doesn't shy away from brightening her world and the world of those around her. Before joining the Film and Digital Media Department, Kate attended the Summer Film Intensive Camp. What would become a trend of obstacles, Kate's visa was not ready for camp, and so she started late. As she arrived, she was apprehensive about connecting with the other campers. Her energy and passion for filmmaking overshadowed that apprehension, and she went to work making the best of her camp experience. By the end of camp, Kate was hooked on Idyllwild and determined to attend Idyllwild Arts full-time right away. Unfortunately, she would not be able to attend until her junior year. Despite this, Kate took the year to prepare a strong portfolio, gain film experience, and she stayed in contact with me through Instagram, and I was honored to recommend her for acceptance in our program. She never lost sight of her goal, and in the fall of 2018, Kate arrived at Idyllwild Arts with 100 target bags in hand, ready to get to work. I, along with the FDM faculty, are in awe of Kate's resilience and determination to follow her dream to become a filmmaker. From script to screen, Kate challenges herself and her fellow filmmakers to do the best work possible. I can't count the many times I've heard from the doorway of my office, "Shelley, Shelley, Shelley, I have this great idea. Can we do it, please? Can we do it?" Her excitement for the arts is contagious. As a storyteller, Kate explores the world of relationships and the external forces that can make or break the love between characters. She breathes life into romance and heartache. As a filmmaker, Kate is a force of nature. James Arnold says it best. Kate is a fearless filmmaker. She listens to her instincts and she translates for us from her imagination colorful, moving pictures. Her work is sincere and genuine. This year, she spearheaded the Film and Digital Media Symposium contribution. This was a true testament to Kate as an artist, diving into a new format, interpreting the theme, and presenting an amazing work of art that brought her community together. This is Kate, fearless, resilient, compassionate, filmmaker, innovator, artist. I feel fortunate to have been part of her journey, and I can't wait to see how she colors the rest of our world.
Hi everybody, my name is Abby. I'm the Chair of Fashion and Interarts. I want to say congratulations to the whole class of 2020. We'll miss you. As for most high school seniors of 2020, it does seem unfair that we don't get to honor Jackson Bunashek, the recipient of the Interarts Outstanding Artist Award in person, all together in Lohman Hall. But I am glad at least to have this chance to try to give him a small part of the credit that he deserves. It makes me think that it is particularly fitting that one of Jackson's most outstanding qualities as a person is that whether things are fair or not, Jackson does his best and strives for excellence without complaints and with a good heart. This has been unfailingly true for the 3 years that I have been lucky enough to have Jackson as my student. This has been true whether way back in 10th grade he felt that his sister got a chance sooner than him to perform her work at Idyllwild Arts, or whether he had to on several occasions carry most of the workload in a group project, or whether he had to miss an event that he was looking forward to participating in while he stayed home to care for his severely autistic older brother. On no occasion has Jackson been resentful or bitter about any of these circumstances, but rather he has proceeded with love and respect for himself and for everyone around him. Jackson is an outstanding artist because he is an outstanding human being. When I asked Jackson about his best memories at Idyllwild Arts, he cited being in production for our outdoor A Midsummer Night's Dream, the Interarts Halloween events, watching the fashion shows, and this is why we're going to miss Jackson. He also mentioned how much he appreciated going on hikes and attending all the advisory dinners, especially the Christmas ones, because in his words, they are great community activities. Speaking of community, Jackson has been a loyal and hardworking member of Art in Society and the National Honor Society during his time here. He has organized, promoted, and headlined in several successful fundraising events for the Coachella Valley Autism Society, including the most recent one where he engaged administrator Juanita Hernandez to speak and Nikki Neerman to perform the beautiful song that she wrote for her own brother. My own memories of Jackson also include being so proud to have him participate in 2 gallery shows with the architecture designs he created with 3D printing, seeing him like the calm eye of a storm, control lights for A Midsummer Night's Dream, and watching him confidently deliver an ID talk about his passion for architecture. Not to mention his most recent work where he drew a stunning cityscape on an equirectangular template to create a 360 environment in co-spaces. Jackson has fully engaged in the arts opportunities here at Idyllwild Arts with humility, perseverance, and a sense of humour. I know that he has learned so much from Melissa Wilson, Braden Diott, who calls him a consummate professional, and David Reedmar, just to mention a few, and has expressed to me his gratitude for the attention and care he has received from all his teachers. I have no doubt that Jackson will pay it forward and add much more as he carries their influence with him into his professional career. In the fall, he will attend San Diego Miramar College, where he will begin a pre-med track as he intends to go into a neurology program in medical school in order to best serve the autism community in the future. Jackson, I will miss you so much, and I'm very excited for the rest of your wonderful life. Keep in touch.
Hello, my name is Jeanette Louise Yarian, and I am the chair of the music department. We have so many incredible seniors. It was difficult to choose the recipient of our Outstanding Music Senior Award. The music faculty was clear, however, that they definitely wanted to honor this particular student who, according to their advisor, is like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day, who has incredible enthusiasm, versatility, and pure love for music, and who, if you watched our culmination last Friday, loves a liar. Nikki Neerman. Despite only being at Idyllwild Arts Academy for 2 years, Nikki has become an integral part to not only songwriting, but the music department as a whole. Nikki is one of the most dedicated students we have, known for her exceptional guitar playing and passionate vocals. She's also known for writing songs which tell compelling stories set off by big, soaring choruses. Don Reed has said of her, "Nikki has been one of the most outstanding artists and humans I have had since the songwriting major began." Kassan Hammond has also noted that what happens behind the scenes is even more impressive in telling about who Nikki is. She's fiercely dedicated to her craft, writing and rewriting passages until they feel just right. She applies the same tenacity and discipline to her guitar playing, practicing solos until they're perfect. You would think this kind of drive would make a person hard, but Nikki is overflowing with love for her friends, commitment to her Idyllwild Arts community, and she is always ready and willing to step up and help her friends. We also all agree with Michael Quick, who stated, "She is unwavering in her support for her fellow musicians. Few others could be seen at as many concerts, rooting for her peers as she." Michael also recalled a very funny story about Nikki, that during intermester last year, she was juggling some shakers during a break. She accidentally dropped one, it broke, and the beads inside went everywhere. But because Nikki has such great friends, they all helped her to clean them up. Nikki is extremely disciplined. The dorm parents in Lower Wayne were usually made aware if they had accidentally missed the 6:30 a.m. de-alarming, because Nikki was always the first out the door of the dorm, promptly at 6:31 a.m. to go practice and work. She has really come out of her shell as a senior, and she has learned to shred with intensity. Nikki has also been a prefect in the dorm and such a mentor to younger students. She took not one, not two, but 3 different private lessons this year in guitar, voice, and drums. Speaking of 3s, Nikki is a triplet. Nikki will be attending Berklee College of Music in the fall. She will be sorely missed, and we wish nothing but the best for her. Congratulations, Nikki. We're proud of you and what you will bring to Berklee and beyond.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bonnie Carpenter, and I'm the chair of the theater department. Welcome to our homes and to our Idyllwild Arts family. While we are asked to honor only one student in each of our departments, it needs to be recognized that the entire class, the theater kids specifically, are composed of 16 kind, intelligent, and talented individuals. It is their dedication to work, their craft, and to each other that makes this class stand out. These students have stood together through fire evacuation, torrential rains, and now a pandemic. I have no doubt that the class of 2020 will be stronger and more resilient than many that came before them. And they are all remarkable. 2020 has been a wild and weird year so far. Ironically, this is a perfect metaphor for the 2020 Outstanding Theater Senior. Having grown up in Idyllwild, this 4-year student has made it through many struggles that this mountain community has thrown at her and her family. Yet, like the year 2020, she continues to amaze, confuse, provoke, and nurture. In a culture consumed by technology and gossip, Lainey remains curious and rooted in the natural world and invested in her own curiosities. As a teacher, just when you think you have her figured out, she'll bring in a new idea, a project, a play, simply because of the joy and beauty that the idea brings. Her beauty as an artist comes in her versatility. She writes, directs, creates, and performs. She can play the naturalistic world in a traditional theater show, but she shines in the totally different way when the style is heightened. Roles such as King Hamlet in Idyllwild Art's retelling of Hamlet, Henriette in The Learned Ladies, Charles II and a member of Parliament in The Glorious William and Mary, or perhaps the most Lainey-esque project of all, her own original AEL play, Tilly Tilly Bum, all speak to her range and depth as an artist. Just like 2020, Lainey continues to push things to the limit. As an artist, she likes to walk that proverbial line, stretch it, jump rope with it, and then boldly step across. She's not afraid to question the limitations of the audience and ask them why that limitation exists. She's afraid of nothing. The theater faculty have no doubt that Lainey Wilkie will continue to make art, reflect on society, push boundaries, and provoke us and all of those around her to consider their own existence. We are so honored and proud to name Lainey Wilkie the 2020 Outstanding Theater Student.
Hi, everyone. Great to see everybody. My name is David Reed-Marr, and I'm chair of the Visual Arts Department. I will be announcing the award for Outstanding Visual Artist. From the first time we met almost 2 years ago, I could see this student was exceptional. She had a sense of urgency, an intensity of focus, and a way of making art that was natural and instinctive. As I got to know her, I found out she also has a deeply ethical personality, which manifests in her interactions with others, the honesty with which she makes art, and finally, her unremitting work practice, which set the bar for the whole visual arts department this year. The one event that encapsulated all these qualities was her senior show installation. As is so typical of this student, the scope and complexity of her project tested both her and her teachers. It was a series of 10-foot towers with biomorphic forms painted on them, which were then covered in wet clay with ceramic pieces looking like receivers embedded in it. As well as being a synthesis of her three main art practices, sculpture, ceramics, and painting, as the clay dissolved in the rain and the biomorphic images were revealed, it became a visual metaphor for what was happening in the school and the world at large. And for me and others, a metaphor of hope. Like all great artists, she tuned into this moment in history. So one of the most endearing and enduring memories of the year and any year is watching Han, covered in clay, smiling and climbing a ladder in the rain to embed the last ceramic piece in the wet clay on the final day before we were all required to leave the school. So it is with deep respect and heartfelt thanks that the Visual Arts faculty give the Outstanding Visual Artist Award to Nayun Han Siang. Thank you, Han.
The John and Lillian Lovelace Outstanding Artist Award is named after two of the school's earliest supporters. They provided financial support for programs, scholarships, and capital projects, and their children attended the Idyllwild Arts summer programs for decades. John Lovelace passed away a few years ago, but he and Lillian were dedicated to the arts and the artist who embodied passion, technique, skill, and mastery. Through the years, they supported Santa Barbara Dance Theater, Music Academy of the West, Museum of Contemporary Art, the Getty Museum, California Institute of the Arts, and of course, Idyllwild Arts Academy. The John and Lillian Lovelace Award is given to the most outstanding artist who performs at a professional level and is clearly talented enough and driven enough to be a professional, to have a professional career. This year's recipient is Michael Daniewski. Michael first came to Idyllwild Arts to participate in the summer youth piano program for classical piano. He was just 14 years old. The next summer, he was invited to join the summer jazz program, and then he was accepted to attend Idyllwild Arts Academy. He has perfect pitch and is able to utilize this gift to enhance his musicality. Because of his high work ethic, Michael is now proficient in classical and jazz genres. As a musician, he has grown by leaps and bounds in his artistic expression, his technical ability, historical understanding, and his commitment to score study. He is described as a leader in the jazz program and is a mentor to the younger students. This year, he is co-managing the new YouTube piano channel for Idyllwild Arts jazz piano students and alumni. He has worked on countless projects in different departments, and within the music department, he has collaborated in jazz, classical, and songwriting. He writes and arranges his own music frequently and was the Richard P. Wilson Award winner for 2019, an award given for creativity in music. It has been said that Michael has never uttered an unkind word about anyone, even if he disagrees with something. He always uplifts others while striving to become an even better musician and pianist himself. Michael has received a wonderful scholarship to the New School in New York City, New York, and he will join their student body in fall 2020. It is my profound honor to recognize Michael Daniewski with the John and Lillian Lovelace Outstanding Artist Award. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony this evening. Congratulations to all of the award recipients, to the beautiful performers this evening, and to the entire class of 2020. We are so very proud of each one of you. Tomorrow is commencement, and as a reminder, the ceremony will begin at 7 p.m. Pacific time. The commencement program will be sent to you immediately following this baccalaureate ceremony. To bring our evening to a close, we now present memories of Idyllwild Arts from the class of 2020, told in words and movement. Ladies and gentlemen, the Idyllwild Arts class of 2020.
I had the hope of graduating. I had the hope of walking across the stage after these long and very hard-working 4 years. I had the hope of having 2 more months with my friends and my teachers just to tell them an actual goodbye. I didn't know that my hope would soon turn to fear. The fear of not graduating on time or in person. The fear of never seeing my friends anymore. When nothing is in your control and everything gets taken away from you, you lose hope. I no longer fear what I can't control. I think positively, not only about my future, but my fellow seniors and all of the seniors around the globe. At IDY, I realized I didn't just want to pursue dance. I wanted to eat, sleep, and breathe it until I died.
When I left for freshman year, I thought I would spend the next 4 years missing my home. At some point, Idyllwild became my home. But I didn't get to say a real goodbye. There was no conclusion to the story. I've spent this time in solitude reflecting, thinking about how these past 4 years have changed me and transformed me into who I am. And how there were people I didn't even talk to who are now my closest friends. Idyllwild taught me to value individuality, as well as community. After our last show together, a group of us sat in the studio crying and remembering everything Idyllwild had given us. End-of-year photo shoots at the Point, trips to the bookstore in between dance classes and trying to eat an ice cream cone in under 5 minutes, dance parties in the dressing rooms, deep talks sitting on the floor, going insane in late-night rehearsals. And we sat there wishing we had never skipped a class, because that was time together we skipped out on.
When I got here, I didn't have anyone I knew on this side of the country, so my success was based solely on what I put into my own craft. At times it was pretty tough. I had great successes as well as failures that would make me question my place here. These feelings of doubt never lasted long, as I was constantly reminded about my passion through the community of people I was surrounded by. Now, nearly 4 years later, at 18 years old, I have a family out here. My passion is as bright as ever, and I have succeeded in facing my biggest challenge yet. Idyllwild will always be a second home to me, and the experiences I have gathered along the way will continue to live with me as I enter the next chapter of my life.
Three years ago, I was in my home country thinking about the idea of moving to Idyllwild. I was afraid of leaving my country, my school, my friends, and my family, and I wasn't even sure if I wanted to make that choice. But I did, and it is something I'll never regret, because the last 3 years at Idyllwild have been the best years of my life. I've learned so many great things, not only about art and education, but also about life in general and about myself. I've met some of the most wonderful and talented people I've ever known, and I've had so many great experiences that I'll never forget. As I would have wanted to spend the last days of my senior year at Idyllwild, I know there will always be a place for me, and Idyllwild will as well always have a place in my heart. I will always be thankful for Idyllwild Arts Academy.
I was so scared coming into Idyllwild Arts because I'm not very good at social interactions. Luckily, my friends gave me a chance. To tell you that I wouldn't have been able to get through some of my toughest days without them would be an understatement. They motivated me, laughed with me, cried with me, and watched me eat way too many bagels. Even though our time at Idyllwild Arts was cut short, I'm reflecting on my time spent here and how it changed me in the best way. First and foremost, I'd like to point out that the dorm showers never got cold the way they do at my house. Also, it's not like I can have dance parties with Kai at my house. But in Idyllwild, I learned that things always get better, that I have the ability to be happy and make a great life for myself. I'm a lot stronger than I sometimes give myself credit for. More than anything, I'm grateful to have spent these last years in a place that felt like home with people I love. Idyllwild, my teachers, Mayor Max, and my best friends, I miss you already.
I strongly believe everything happens for a reason. I had to say goodbye to my best friends in a matter of minutes, and right now I may not know why this had to happen, but one day I'll understand. I believe I was meant to come to Idyllwild Arts for various different reasons. I was meant to have best friends from the most exotic places like Bermuda, Bahamas, and New Zealand, and from even the most random little towns like Lake Arrowhead. I was meant to live with my bestest friend for 3 years and have billions of amazing moments with her while also screaming at her to get out of the shower. I was meant to partner for the first time ever with the most amazing ballet partners anyone could ever have. I was meant to dance more modern and to have classes with the most incredible teachers. I was meant to have every meal with my best friends and laugh my heart out. I was meant to have happiness. I really had an amazing 3 years that I wouldn't trade for anything in the universe. I wish I could go back to August 2017 and relive everything.
4 years can't be described in a sentence or a paragraph. It has been 4 years of ups and downs that have shaped me to become who I am today. I've experienced pretty much every emotion that exists. Going through 4 years in Idyllwild, there have been people that impacted my life and will keep doing it. I have opened my brain to new challenges and adventures. I've grown as a dancer, an artist, a friend, a son, and as a person. I have nothing else to say but thank you. Thank you to all the people that believed in me and that helped me be who I am today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will never forget you.
Ellen's face appeared on my computer. In the frame, there is the Fisher Dance Studio, completely empty now. I guess we don't have to fight over the spots in front of the skinny mirror anymore. I see the 15-year-old Kelly sneaking into the back of the studio. She couldn't pick up any combinations. She hated herself, and she started crying. For 4 years, she cried. But every time she cried, there were always arms around her, of friends, of teachers, of dancers. And that's what I call a second home.
I remember my first ever back to school lunch I had in the amphitheater. The first person I heard perform was a musical theater senior. I'd never been that moved by someone's talent before. I realized I was going to school with literally gods when I was only a 14-year-old freshman. I am now the one performing on that same stage. I now know all the things that make me special, that make me compassionate and loving. All the things that make me me and all the things that make me an artist. This place was magic to me. It was everything, even if it wasn't always perfect. I learned from every person I ever crossed paths with and made lifetime-long friendships. Our senior year did not have the end I expected, but I do not regret spending the last 4 years in the place that was part of me when I was in love, when I was disappointed, where I felt my most stressed but also my most free, where I felt my most empty and where I felt my most complete.
Someone I love told me everything starts with a dream. 4 years ago, I decided to attend Idyllwild with the dream of becoming a professional dancer. Over the time, I embraced cultures around me, learned from not only my teachers but my peers, and have been given opportunities I never would have dreamt about 4 years ago. I have become more fearless and confident through art. Idyllwild opened my eyes and my heart to the world around me. I'm grateful to have been influenced by some of the most genuine, passionate artists. Being from an island, I always knew there was so much more to experience and learn in the world. Freshman year, I knew no one at Idyllwild Arts. Now as a senior, this is my family. Everything was becoming so perfect in my eyes, but quickly ended. Having to leave a place I now call home all of a sudden. Idyllwild was a dream I never wanted to end, and it won't because it's a part of who I am now.
Before, when I thought about graduating, it never really upset me. It seemed like the natural progression for my life. But after being ripped away, I can see the home I built. What was it exactly? It was seeing my face in the studio every day, the space to breathe, and waking up every day with the potential to achieve something. It was the little moments with the people who really knew me, probably my first real friends. It was hearing my teachers believe in my future for the very first time, knowing that someone saw something in me. My home was knowing that every day I spent at Idyllwild, I was becoming better instead of worse. I hope I can carry it with me as I move on. It deserves a proper thank you.
Coming to Idyllwild was always a huge dream of mine. I always wanted to go to a school where I can dance around amazingly talented people and maybe someday be just as great as they were. Dreams really do come true. Who would have thought that the amazingly talented people I aspired to be like would turn out to be my bestest friends for 3 years in a row? Who would have thought that this little island girl would grow into the dancer that I am today? No matter where I am in life, I will always take Idyllwild with me. The bonds that I've made will never be broken, and the memories will never be forgotten. Because of Idyllwild, I'm not the girl that I used to be 3 years ago. I can finally say that I know who I am and what I stand for.
I've loved making art with all my friends these past 3 years.
My favorite part of Idyllwild Arts are all the incredible, hardworking, and passionate people I have met there, and all their incredible artwork.
One of my favorite Idyllwild Arts memories was the last night of my junior year. Right before we all head out for summer, everyone from Small Dorms 3 just got together and just hung out all night. We talked to our heart's content, and it's a night that I'll never forget. And if you're from Small Dorms 3 that year, love you guys.
4 years passed in blink of an eye. I really carry so many memories, therefore I don't know how to start. All the words convert into one sentence is, thanks everyone I have met during these 4 years. I think this is a time for living, but also a time for a new beginning.
Although normally we seem to have endless complaints about our school, but deep down we knew the experience we had at Idyllwild Arts was special and irreplaceable. I am enormously grateful for every faculty who I met in Idyllwild Arts. You guys provide selfless love and support to us grumpy teenagers in every single day. Also, I would like to thank my colleagues who did not get me into trouble. I indeed have made memories to last a lifetime here. Thank you.
One of my favorite memories is during the songwriting concerts and people's recitals. The musicians and songwriters, we'd all be standing in the back singing each other's songs and dancing, and it was just super fun, and everyone was so supportive of each other. I'm gonna really miss that.
I am forever grateful for being able to spend the past 4 years at Idyllwild Arts. Thank you for creating a space for artists to not only grow and learn from each other, but to become lifelong friends. Idy will always be my second home.
Thank you, Idyllwild, for the best 3 years.
I will never forget all those lessons I've learned from my teachers. I've made some wonderful friends that will last forever, and the best experiences I could ever have, and I will never forget anything. Thank you so much. I will miss you.
I'm grateful to have studied at Idyllwild Arts Academy and leave here with lifelong friends. This opportunity will remain unforgettable. Thank you.
I love Idyllwild because I have been able to make some of the most amazing friends in my entire life there, and because I got to make art with people that I love and with people who love me, and I'm just really happy that I got to spend my junior and almost all of senior year there.
My favorite memory of Idyllwild was when Karen canceled class and took us all to the creek because we were depressed about the cost of college.
Thank you, Idyllwild faculty and students, for the last 3 years and everything you guys have done for me. Thank you for giving me a place where I really felt safe and loved, and all the great memories and life lessons that I will take with me into my future. I love you all, and I miss you all. Happy graduation!
My favorite memory at Idyllwild Arts was probably doing the Midsummer Night's Dream production with Happy Bosworth, and I'll miss the department so much.
Thank you, Idyllwild. You've truly been a dream come true. I'm grateful for all my growth, as well as the wonderful opportunities and relationships that I've made my past 3 years. I'll miss you all very much.
I am so grateful for Idyllwild Arts for taking me in as a new senior who thought that she wasn't going to have any friends or any worthwhile experiences in her, new environment senior year, and taking me in and making me a part of a family which I will have for the rest of my life. I love you all so much, and I'm so grateful for the time that we've gotten to spend together, and I can't wait to see you soon.
I want to thank my teachers, dorm parents, staff, my family, girlfriend, and friends who helped me become who I am today. Gracias, Idyllwild Arts. Today, I can say that I know who I am and what I stand for.
My favorite Idyllwild Arts memory would definitely be making my film my senior year. Even though I'm a theater major, I was able to make a film that I wrote and directed, and I got to have all of my talented friends work on it and be a part of it, and it was just such a wonderful experience.
Thank you, Idyllwild Arts. I'll miss you, and I'll always remember everyone who supported me on this journey. And thank you to my chamber group, Chris, Derek, and Anthony. I'll miss you, and good luck.
I've made a lot of memories in Idyllwild, from doing stuff with the theater department to chilling with my friends, but now I guess life's gonna take me home, down country roads.
Some of my favorite memories from Idyllwild are playing with the faculty's dogs, sneezing in the middle of a silent film at the film screenings my sophomore year, hiking around campus with some of my favorite people in the world, and working with some of the greatest, smartest, and kindest people that I've ever met, and getting to call them my friends and my teachers.
Thank you, Idyllwild, for the most incredible 4 years of my life, as well as the hundreds of artists I got to meet from around the world that share the same love and passion for what they do. I will truly miss you guys.
I'd like to thank the Health Center and the Dining Hall for all the work they did this year. I would like to thank Jeanette and Marshall and Todor for all the help they've given me this year. I'd like to give a special thanks to the maintenance staff for all the work they do on campus. And to my friends, I miss you, and I'll see you next year.
Thank you, Idyllwild Arts, for letting me express the art that I love every single day.
I am very grateful for all the wonderful people I met, for everything I learned, and for the amazing memories I made. Thank you, Idyllwild.
Hello, Idyllwild Arts Academy. Thank you so much for giving me lifelong friendships and for truly giving me some of the best years of my life. Also, a special thanks to Bonnie Carpenter for pushing me and always believing in me. Bonnie, I did finally get that haircut, and that's why we have the cowboy hat situation going on here.
Thank you, Idyllwild. It was Idyllwild.
My favorite memory at Idyllwild Arts was all the inside jokes I've created with my friends.
Thank you, Idyllwild. I really miss you.
One of my favorite memories from Idyllwild Arts is the opportunities that were given to us to witness other people's artwork.
One of my favorite Idyllwild Arts memories is watching sunsets with my friends while drinking Arizona tea.
The most memorable part of Idyllwild Arts is all of you guys who gave me a perfect memory of my high school years.
Hi, this is Coco Liao from the department. It is exciting to have this baccalaureate. I want to thank all my teachers, classmates, and friends for me to have a meaningful high school life. And I also want to say thank you to my parents for always supporting me.
Thank you, Idyllwild, for all the amazing experiences I had in school. They were truly the best 4 years of my life, and I met the best people and genuine. And I'm really grateful for everything I've learned. I'll miss every single one of you guys, and I hope I get to see you again soon.
My favorite memory about Idyllwild Arts would be, so I have this friend, and I'm gonna keep his name confidential, but we would always play a video game, NBA 2K, and he never won a single game. So I'm always the winner, and this is probably the most fun time ever that you could always just win the game. So, I mean, thank you for always letting me win, but yeah, that's my favorite moment at Idyllwild Arts.
Thank you, Idyllwild, for the past 2 years. I've had an amazing time, and thank you for giving me these amazing people. And to my mentors, my teachers, thank you all so much. I'll miss you for a real one. Peace, love, gang, gang.
Hi, I'm Demi, a 4-year senior. I couldn't forget the faculty and environment at school, where school is not only teaching knowledge but how to love. The most memorable thing is the arts my classmates created. Thank you so much for this 4 years education. Best wishes go with our school.
For those who cared for me, I just want to say thank you. I wouldn't be who I am today without you, without Idyllwild Arts. So thank you, my second home, and thank you, my second family.
Above everything, I think that I will always remember how hard it was to get to the top of that goddamn hill between the dining hall and the bookstore. Thank you, Idyllwild Arts. It was a great pleasure. And thank you to my teacher as well.
Sleepovers, group hikes, Halloween in town, teaching younger kids, seeing everyone's amazing art, opening nights to closing nights, laughing during dinner until my chest hurts, and above all, meeting all of my best friends. It's been the best 4 years I could have asked for, so thanks, y'all.